Actually, a shift of topic here. So we've been talking about some heavy-handed stuff here. We've been talking about the broad heaviness of our nation, of our future, and of our people.
Yeah, we gotta talk about some.
So we're going to lighten it up by attacking men's emotions.
Facts.
So, fellas, brothers listening and brothers watching, here's a question of mine for you. What would you rather have to deal with? Would you rather have a woman who plays with your money, but she loves you? Or would you rather have a woman who is steadily building you up, but she doesn't love you? Would you rather have one that plays with your money or plays with your emotions?
Play with the monies or play with the emotions.
Can I ask you a question?
No. Answer the question. You can't. You gotta stop that.
No, this is a good question he asked. What soap opera was you watching? Because
He wasn't watching the soap opera.
It was King of Queens.
Hey, you know what? Now that you mentioned that part, that the question you just asked has a lot of similarities to the King.
All right, so answer the question. So you want the woman to play with your money,
But she loves you. She really does.
or play with your emotions?
She doesn't love you, but she's willing to be with you for now.
Again, play with your money or play with your emotion.
That's kind of hard to swallow.
Why is it hard to swallow? First of all, pause.
I mean, it's not.
First of all, pause.
It's not hard to. It's not hard to answer, but
it better be hard to swallow.
for me, I'd rather than play with my money than my mixed emotions.
Okay, now explain why.
Only because I've been in that situation. That's why.
So, like, you're cool.
Okay, so you've been in a situation. Okay, come on.
When your emotions get the better of your personality, especially anybody you're dealing with. For me, I'd rather have my money played with than mixed emotions.
So why the money and not the emotion, not the emotion?
Because I know how hard it is when you're playing with somebody's heart like that. Because I've done that before. And I wouldn't want it to do history repeat itself again.
Cameron, what are your thoughts? What would you rather deal with? A woman who plays with your money, but she loves you, or a woman who is helping you build finances, but she doesn't love you? She's just kind of with you for now.
I know he'll say both. Because I know he'll flip that script in a minute.
No, well, see, here's the thing about it. No.
We're talking my paws on you.
So the money. So don't
hate the player.
No. Here's the thing. So if you were talking about the money aspect, and I'm not saying money is not important. It is. Because I'm gonna tell you, like I was telling Vic when we were first talking about this, money is probably the one thing that will break up most relationships and or marriages, especially at this juncture in time. And part of it is because we put too much stock value into the money aspect of it. If that makes sense, we put too much stock value.
But you know how the brothers are. You playing with my money, huh?
No, but that's the thing. But it's not really a thing because a lot of us, especially at this point in time, you're making enough money. You could be like, yo, you could lose a little bit of money and get it back again. Now, the thing about the money aspect of it is this. It's not really the money. The reason why I always say it's emotion is because the money, any guy would say, well, it wasn't really about the money. It's about how you were snatching the money out of my wallet, or it's how you decided to spend on something without consulting. It's not really about the money because the dude was like, yo, I have the money. Obviously, you see it because you're taking the money. So it's not like I don't have it and not like I can't get it again. It's the emotion behind what the money represents or what the action of the lady who did that to the guy represents. You're constantly talking about money all the time. That makes sense. Everything's about money. So the guy could be like, well, yeah, I got money, but I don't want to have money conversations every single stinking day. That's part of it. The other thing is, I don't want you to be sneaking around and I have to sleep with my wallet under my pillow and have like a little tile tracker on my wallet because I'm afraid that you're going to take money out of my wallet. You don't want to have to live like that. That's an emotional response. Does that make sense? So it's always going to be the emotion because most guys make their decisions not, when they really, like I was telling you, when you lock into being in a real relationship with a female, people like girls think that, oh well, guys kind of cheat around and all that stuff. No, when they really lock in, they lock in. They take the relationship seriously. They take that girl seriously. They do whatever they want, whatever they need to do to make sure that that girl is taken care of. When they break that emotional trust within that relationship, that's when all the bull starts. Because you think that, well, because the girl may think that, well, he cheated on me. But what did you do to break the emotional disconnect? Did you steal from him? Did you lie to him? Did you withhold something from him? Did you, it's a lot. Like I said, it's the emotional connection that happens between that. It's not the money. It's the action behind it that makes sense. And so a woman would be like, well, I don't, I would want to do this. I want to go here. I want to do that. And a guy may say, yeah, we could do that in time. Let me put a few things together. We could do that. It's not necessarily saying no, but see, a lot of girls, they get caught into this big vortex of, well, I see this girl on TikTok doing it. Why can't I? The problem is that when you're trying to base your situation based upon somebody else's life, that's where a lot of these girls get their own relationships in trouble.
And that's what a lot of marriages face.
What they start doing is they're playing with the emotion, they're playing with the money, but what they're really doing is playing with the emotional of what that represents. Because a guy is going to, like I said, who was it? Who just broke up? Kai Cenat just broke up with his girl Gigi, and it was a very emotional thing because he was like, "Yo, you know how many girls I had at my, as of my choosing? I had any woman that I wanted at my choosing. I chose to be with you, and you decided to break my emotional trust." And now his emotional trust is so much broken. It's like, I wouldn't, in his mind, he said, I will never, ever, ever get into a relationship again. This is his words. Why is he saying stuff like that?
Because he already knows what the expectation is.
It didn't matter about
it didn't matter about the money.
He got money. He got money. He poops out $20,000. He could throw $20,000 to anybody at any given point in time. He probably got that in cash in a knot.
Well, here's a question. So let's say, for example, if the female aspect has that foundation for herself, right? She worked hard, she got what she get to, but later on she loses everything. Do you think she goes back to ancient history, or not ancient history, back to the past person, because she realized now that person who she was with, who didn't have anything, now that person has it, and then now when she had it, she don't have anymore, so now she sees him.
It goes back to what I just said about a lot of women. What they do, they try to base their relationship on finances, but they're not basing it upon the guy. So that's what you're trying to say about the emotion.
Yeah.
There's certain women be like, yo, I don't love you, but I like the fact that you do this, this, and this for me. But I don't love you. But there's some people like, I love you to death, but I'm horrible with money. I gotta spend every single day. I got products coming in. I gotta buy something every single day because because in their life, that's what validates them is spending, gifts. And the reason why that's the case is because that's what they see other people do. So they try to do what other people do. And you know what they become over time? A hoarder.
I was just going to say a hoarder.
They become hoarders. And then all of a sudden, they're so attached to all this stuff that they're buying that, well, you had this thing for 4 years. You don't want to get rid of it. You ain't using it 4 years. No, but I bought it. So they're attached to that. They will be more attached to the stuff that they're buying more so than how they're attached to the dude that they're with. That's how a lot of females operate in this space right now, because that's how deep in they are when it comes to money, finances, having stuff, versus I'm with the good dude who's able to provide the lifestyle for me, provide the house, provide the way for me to get around from point A to point B, provide the way so I could go and go do events, go to concerts, go to all this stuff.
But what happens if the guy can't provide, but they at least try?
But see, that's the thing. And so in certain aspects, I'm not saying that money is not important, but it's not the buy all and end all. There's a lot of women, if they truly are going to rock with you, they will rock with you from the ground up. They will rock with you if you have a bunch, and they will rock with you when you have nothing. Because you want to know why? Because if you have nothing and they're still rocking with you, that means they truly love you. And so when you get to it, you know what they're going to do? They're going to be proud of you. They're going to support you. They're going to still be doing what they want to do. And they're going to be willing to help you grind. And so it's not going to be just a, you got there. It's a, we got there. And when we get there, me and my girl shining like that.
Because you know it's real when she is just happy to have dinner with you, whether it's steak or white bread bologna sandwiches.
Because she's going to be willing to be in the trenches with you. And see, when you talk about, but see, the thing is, but when it goes back to the question of, is it money or emotion? Most guys, honestly, will tell you that it's emotion. Why? Because, like I said, when you choose, and people think that guys don't choose. Like, oh, guys got a lot of girls at their disposal. There's some guys who do got a lot of girls at their disposal, but they're not really choosing either.
Yeah, that's like a 1% thing.
What they're doing is choosing lifestyle. They're not choosing the one woman that they really want to be. You want to know why? Because if they have a lot of girls at their disposal, that means they haven't really found the one they really want to be with. They just want to just
now
kind of dispose of them and kind of play with them for a little bit. But when that one girl walk around and they really know that that's the one, I guarantee you that guy will stop.
Here's a question. For an example of that, would you say Notorious Big fits?
No. Because when you talk
that's
about,
a good question, though.
So no, you ask it. So when you talk about certain celebrities and stars, you know, for Notorious Big, when it was Faith Evans, the answer was no. Why? Because I don't think he loved Faith Evans to a degree, and he really wanted to lock in with her. But what she did was something that was an emotional break. So basically what she did, that people don't know, that she didn't necessarily cheat with Tupac, but she was hanging with him. And that enough was because of the tension that they had between them at the time, between Biggie and Tupac at the time, that was
betrayal,
the emotional betrayal that they needed. Not to say that they did anything, it was just enough to know that this is the reason why I couldn't go 100%, and the trust was broken at that point. That's the reason why Little Kim hung around the sidelines, because she knew that something like that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And even though she knew that she wasn't the one, she knew that she could be on the sidelines and be like, "Well, I'll be there for the bounce back." Why? Because she knew that Faith, even though she was kind of good at heart, this was the type of stuff that's going to happen. And Big made a very emotional decision in regards to them two. We'll do it in reverse. Will and Jada. Will and Jada are still together, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you saw that situation play out, you really saw that, well, Will's there, Will love her, but you could tell that the love is gone. And she kind of said, and from her perspective, she said that, yo, I really love Tupac. She said it out of her own mouth. Tupac was the love of my life, and he's not here anymore. But I chose Will. You chose Will's lifestyle. You chose Will because he was the super duper star, and he was the only person who had the status, cachet, everything else, just as if Tupac was here. The only difference was he wasn't as street connected, but that doesn't mean that Will ain't street. Don't get it messed up. Will is still semi-street. He just ain't like that.
He's a Diet Coca hood.
Yeah, he's that.
He's a Diet Coca hood, as Cam always pronounce it. Well, but even within, I mean, you see that happen thousands of times where a female say, "Hey, I don't love you, but I don't dislike you. You're a cool person, but you're not in my space." But I'd rather that to happen than to just say, to drag me along for the ride.
No, I'd rather you, if you're going to be there for me, be there for me.
Yeah.
And like I said, if breaking an emotional trust with me, that will cause a separation. Now, does that mean I'm gonna hate you? No, that's not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna hate you, I'm gonna do all this stuff. No, it's not gonna be that. But it's going to be a very distinct break in how I handle you at any given point in time. When it comes to the money, like I said, the money is literally you're going to have an emotional response because it's a trust. What I always say, the biggest things to a relationship: communication, trust, physical attraction. You mess up any one of those three, it's a problem. The communication controls the emotion. I need to be able to talk to you and control and be able to speak my emotions, thoughts, and feelings without it being hindered, right?
Yeah.
I need to be able to trust you because I got to be able to trust you with everything. I'm not just trusting you with being in the house. I'm trusting you with the money. I'm trusting you with hanging out with the kids and hanging out with the family. I'm trusting you that you're going to be presentable at all times. I'm trusting you in all these aspects.
Now let me ask you this question.
I'm trusting you to change the toilet roll.
Facts.
Let me ask you this question. That same question you just asked, Vic.
What?
To me and Cam.
Yeah.
What will be the reaction if you ask a female that question? What do you think will happen if you ask them what's for you, the emotion or the money?
So women would always say money because most of them. You want to know why? Because like I said, you're in a different era. Now, if you'd have asked this question about 12, 13 years ago, then it would be emotions just the same. And and keep in mind, you would say that, well, women are emotional creatures. Yes, that is very true. But see, a lot of times a lot of these women are so in the climb of trying to get money that they try to suppress the emotional aspect until they get with somebody whom they really want to lock in with. Then it becomes emotion.
Mm-hmm.
It only becomes emotion, same thing like a guy, when they really want to lock in. And you could tell the difference when they really want to lock in or not lock in. When they're really locked in, they're going to do anything and everything for their dude. You see it all the time. They're so respectful that they let their guy lead in all aspects, even to the point where if they're being introduced, they will let their guy introduce them first. They don't just jump in and say, "Hi, my name is
Slim Shady."
Damn, I just caught that too. That is true.
But I'm just telling you. You want to know why? That's how much of a lock in, because they respect their
initial respect.
And you want to know why? Because every single aspect.
Because you're not just representing. You represent the.
They will be locked in every single aspect of what they do. Will be like every single time I go out, I got to dress up because I'm with him. Mm-hmm. Every single time I do something, I want to be presentable. I gotta talk. I gotta talk with this emotional response and all this stuff. Why? Because I'm with the dude that I love. That makes sense. And when they do that, you will see exactly how they respond in every aspect. Yeah. When they don't, you can see you can clearly see that they ain't there yet. Mm-hmm. You can see it. Because then you see like even if they have like, there's certain people who may have like an argument or whatnot. The ones who are locked in, you can tell what that argument looks like. Well, we're going to talk about this when we get home. I didn't appreciate this.
No, you know what one I like though is that when you watch those on TikTok and stuff like that, when they don't give you none, then the next day, oh, what's up, homie? How you doing, bro?
Yeah, no, I know.
You good?
Yeah,
rent dude by the day.
So they'll do. I mean, I know they do it as a joke, but that's not really how that would go.
Yeah.
Normally, how that would go when you're locked in with somebody. That's not even a question of them doing or not doing. It's not even a question. The only reason why it would be a question is if you're tired or not.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it's not a question of doing or not doing. That makes sense? But everything about their life is, if it's a female, if they really locked in, babe, whatever you need. Let me pay for this. I got it. Don't worry about it. Oh, you want me to get this? They'll think about you even when they're not there. They'll be like, oh, well, maybe my dude will want this. Maybe I'll get this for him. Maybe he wants this type of dinner tonight. Let me go see if I could either go scoop it up or cook it for him. See, that's you'll see it clear as day. When people are locked, when women are locked into their dude, you'll see it. When they're not locked into the dude, you want to know how the conversation go? They be talking with their girls. My dude was been doing this. He getting on my nerves and all this stuff. You hear it. You hear it all the time. You deal enough of them who be hating they dudes, but they just there because of the situation.
Like, I'm right here if you got a problem, girl.
No, it's not even about being. It's not even about being in. It's not even about being in orbit. You just hear it, and you could tell like they're not really 100% locked in what they're doing. Because if they were locked in with their dude, they wouldn't tell other people about it. And they wouldn't be so blatant and open about it, and they daggone sure wouldn't tell no other dude about it because they know telling another dude, well, you know what they're basically inviting those other dudes to do? Please take me out of this situation. Please come in and be Captain Saber.
That's a panty opener right there.
No. Be come in here and get me out of this situation because why?
So because you listen to me, but he don't.
Right. But see, here's the thing. In every relationship.
Yeah, because you're talking to him.
Exactly.
Right. But in every relationship, for every gap that one relationship has, you could maybe fill that gap and open a different gap.
What do you think he's trying to do?
Huh? Shut up. Shut up. We ain't talking about opening. I can't talk about opening gaps. So y'all too young to
No, I've been in that situation, so I already know how that goes.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just using that as an example.
But just an example.
I'm gonna steal it for
you got to be careful with that too.
Right, and so you got to understand how to handle those situations.
If you don't know how to handle that situation, I seen you waited to exhale.
You got to You got to know how to keep. You got to know how to
burn all your clothes.
No, you got to know how to keep distances from stuff like that.
And set your car on fire.
No, because again, any girl would say that. Well, it's money. No,
worse.
It's really,
she's gonna get her sister.
Right, but it's all.
Baby D.
But again, that's all emotion.
Yeah, that's emotion, stress.
That's all emotion. It's no different. It's all emotion. But that's why I always say that it's always tricky when it comes to that. And you know,
to your job.
Or you'll be the one who pull up to the job and just be making people in the head because you're upset that your girl cheated on you and just like bopping people in the head. We didn't tell you about that. We didn't tell you about that story. Let me tell you about that story off camera because that did happen at the job.
I heard about that.
So here's a question, kind of on topic. I know we've been all over the place with our conversation today, but that's what we do here. But anyway, why do people cheat? I'm not talking about men or women. I'm talking about everyone here. Now, let me elaborate here.
I was thinking about the Eddie Murphy wrong. You know where I'm going with
because it's very strange when you look at it. In many ways, it doesn't make any sense because clearly, if you want something else, then just simply go do something else. Now, I'm talking about boyfriend girlfriend here. Marriage is a different conversation. That's totally different. I'm talking about
still. I'm gonna be honest with you, still the same conversation, but it's just,
except the government's involved.
It's just different. It's just more parameters involved. Keep going. It's good. It's a good question. But go ahead.
But why do men or women cheat? Now, if they want something else and just break up, it doesn't make sense to hurt people this way.
I'll let you answer this question.
Unless it's the strange delusion of where you can have it all, where there is no such thing.
You just answered your own question.
I know, but I want people to think. Why do such this? It's a very unique evil, right? Because it can only be done when intimacy is involved. I'm not talking about just sex. I'm talking about real intimacy. You can only be hurt from the heart when you let them in. So why bother going in at all? Now, there are those who get into relationships excuse me, not planning to cheat, but they'll say, well, it just happened. But I don't know, it's just so
okay. You want the little kid answer, you want the big kid answer?
Cameron, this ain't case.
No, this ain't. I'm not answering. You gonna answer this one because this is.
So you want the big kid. You want the big kid answer. Okay.
All the kids in the background.
All right, we're gonna break this down really fast for you. Go ahead, y'all. Since we've been breaking bread, we're gonna break bread. So why do people cheat? One aspect.
So the SITs are hard.
No. The one aspect is this, and I'm not going in any particular order. Blame it on the liquor. Why do I say that? Now, why do I start with that one in particular? Because a lot of people put themselves in situations and they'll be like, well, I was drunk, I was high, she was there, I wasn't really 100% aware of what was going on. Blame it on the liquor.
Yeah, but I'd rather blame the one who took it.
Right. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
But certain people, that is their reasoning of why they did it. Is the liquor. I was inebriated. I was high. I wasn't in my right frame of mind. That's why I'm good, thank you. That's why certain people cheat. Literally on the strength of that alone, that's the first reason why I say people would cheat. And that's honest answer. That's about 25 to 35% of people. When they're in the wrong situation, I'm at a party, I'm at a kickback,
I'm at a function.
We all just sitting up here chilling. I wasn't going in there with the intent to do it.
But she sat on my lap.
No. She was drinking, I was drinking, we was having a conversation.
We start dancing.
I was having a conversation, and that conversation led to another. You want to go, I want to go, and
we had the snooty fox getting it
right.
in.
But see what? But how did you get that far? You drank that much to get yourself. You drank that much to get yourself drunk.
The liquor in the conversation.
You was hitting so many. You was so high that you didn't understand what was going on.
But why? I'm sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
So that's one aspect. Here's another aspect, and we talked about this before. Flavor of the month. I'm just giving you just like I'm giving you the easiest ones to kind of I just want it to be digestible for people. Flavor of the month. Certain people, they get quote unquote bored. I'm tired of seeing the same dude every single day. I want something different. I'm tired of seeing the same female every single day. I want something different. I want flavor of the month.
You're treating this like Pokemon.
Right. You want to catch them all, right? Right.
Oh, you catching something?
Exactly. You catching the claps, boy. You catching the claps.
No, more like the clap.
Exactly. But flavor of the month, and we discussed that before. But for the kids in the back who didn't get a chance to hear this part of it, they want to just choose different because they want to see different. I want to see what it's like to be with this person. Maybe the person who's been in a relationship only been in one or two relationships, but they're surrounded by
the movie Jungle Fever.
Yeah, they're surrounded by multiple different females who catch their attention, who actually sense to throw them a little bit of attention. They want to have flavor of the month. That doesn't mean
why not just stay single?
Because again, they really love the person whom they're with.
It's just a glorification.
It's just you get brought in vision and be like, well, what would it be like if it was this? But the problem is
fantasy
shows already. And that's part of it. But the problem is that's why it's hard for people to get into relationships now, is because you always have so many women thrown in your face. It's hard for you to lock into just one. That's why you see a lot of guys are very picky and choosy about whom they get into a relationship with. Because if you get into a relationship with one, especially if you are in a public space or a public figure, or you work in a spot where you're in front of a lot of people, you're basically saying, I'm choosing one and I'm blocking everybody else who's in my immediate circle otherwise.
I mean, the way it should be is, if those legs are open, that door's open. Get out.
Right. But those are reasons why.
So, what was I going to say? Damn, I was going to say something a minute ago.
I know. I'll let you think about it in a second. I'll keep rolling.
Keep rocking.
I'll keep rocking some other stuff. So, the other thing is what I would call the need. So
you need to get a job.
The need. Yeah, exactly. You need to get a job. So there's certain ones who be like, when a person was with, when they're with somebody, and they see that certain people, they don't have drive, ambition, motivation, that stuff, that turns a lot of people off.
Men and women.
And they want to get with somebody who has drive, motivation, and ambition, because they're seen and they're surrounded by people who have drive, motivation,
or at
and ambition.
least gets a paycheck.
Right. And so you can't be the dude just sitting around playing Xbox all day. Even though there is certain women who deal with dudes who play Xbox all day and won't even press them about it.
Children?
Yes, and you want to know why? he's good in the bed, but so if he ain't good at anything else, he's good at that. So I'm gonna keep him around for that.
That's not enough.
Until they surround themselves with somebody who could do that and have some drive and ambition and be able to take them places and stuff like that. See how that works? So that's another aspect of the cheating ratio. What else?
Glorification.
I think for a lot of people, like I said, it's social media would kind of shape that a lot, because when you see options, even though that they may not be obtainable, but you see that, well, they're out there. Even though they may not even be in your ballpark, in your realm, you may not even never, ever, 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 ever get into those circles that you can see these type girls. People would cheat just for the aspect of, let me try to get with a person like that. Let me get with the India love types, who else? The catchies for all the people who watch Twitch, them type, I just throw like a couple of names as examples so people can understand that, even though they're unobtainable, meaning that there ain't no way possible, no regular person gonna be able to even get in their orbit, let alone be able to get with them. Ain't no way possible. But they think that they can, so they'll break up their situation in order to try to do that.
But then here's a question right here before we wrap everything up. When that person does hang out with that certain person, why certain people are threatened by that?
What? Hanging out with somebody who's like
not even deemed
a 10 or whatever, or like just from
not even from a dating perspective or getting some perspective, just in my presence perspective. I'm hanging out with a dime in front of me.
Because most
but guys, then when people see that, not guys, not just also guys, but girls. So let's say, for example, we were sitting right here at the table, and a dime, and you knew a dime, and y'all just sitting right here, just hanging out, chilling, or you go to a function, just a friend function. Why people get threatened by that?
Because again, a lot of guys and girls, just people in general, they don't know how to handle when people are like super like 10, like they don't know how to handle themselves.
Because the reason why I brought that up, because I was watching in one of my favorite movies, She's Out of My League, and when he the nerdy type guy.
So that's a perfect example.
Yeah.
So
I'm using that example.
So good example. We'll take this She's Out of My League. I forgot old boy's name. I forgot them two names. But they were cool. But what happened is that he was a nerdy dude who felt like, well, there's no way possible I could be able to get with old girl, even though he had the personality and all that stuff, and she really liked him. And so what he thought was, well, I don't look like your ex. Your ex was 6'2", pilot, all this stuff. He was this dude. She was a stewardess. He is a checker at the he's a TSA dude. But he felt that he couldn't match up. Why? Because when you never experienced it, it's hard for you to handle being in the presence of people like that. But I always got to say, like, dude, just conduct yourself like normal. You don't know what that person is really about until you sit there and have a conversation with them. Now, if you're already in a relationship in that situation, you still have to conduct yourself accordingly, because your commitment is not to the girl who you think is a dime. Your commitment is to the girl who you chose to be with. Because here's the God's honest answer. There is worlds where you may think that, well, I may be like a 5 or a 6 or whatever that may be. But to a lot of people, you're a 10 to them. You are the pinnacle. There is a world where a lot of these girls, they may think that, well, I don't match up to all these people on the internet and stuff, but in their world where they sit in their job and their school, and then they are the 10.
So basically, long story short, everybody's just fucking delusional.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, but see the reason why the
Pardon the French.
Yeah, but the reason why the cheating occurs is that you think that people think that they're the last one I want to get to, they think that they're upgrading. They think that just because this person looks a certain way or may do a particular thing that they're upgrading. They may be upgrading one aspect of their life and downgrading 6 other ones.
So basically what you're saying, just like what you told me a while back, when people see you doing stuff or they see you, your surroundings as a way, they see you working and active, people watching.
What am I telling you? Because so you may think that, well, I may not be big as this dude over here, or I may not be rocking or making this type money, but in certain circles, you're the pinnacle. Why are they choosing you? Why are they wanting to be in your presence? Why do they want to hang out with you? Why do they want to date you? It's simple, because you're the pinnacle.
So basically, you're what they want.
Yes.
Basically, we just ordered it right now.
Right.
Now I'm gonna use this analogy.
You're the double burger.
He got the burrito. I got a patty melt. Cam just got fries.
Yep.
Completely different things all the way around. But we all got what we wanted.
Right.
It would be weird if that while I was eating my patty melt, I was looking at your burrito and try to get a bite out of it.
Right. But no, more importantly.
Wow, that is.
No, but that's how. But no, but see, and that's how other. And that's.
If I wanted a burrito, I'd order a burrito.
No, we were talking about Deboing earlier, right? Mm-hmm. This is how a lot of people get. This is how fights occur. People, especially guys, you want to know why a lot of guys fight and bicker and stuff? It's over a female, and a lot of times it's over the fact of it's not the fact I want a female. I want your female. You know how. I hate referencing Diddy at this point, but I got to. The reason why 50 Cent is so mad at Diddy is because Diddy snatched his girl from up under him, his baby mom. Their beef is literally over the female, where Diddy had a girl. Great one, by the way. 50 had a girl. Apparently cool enough, because you had a baby by him. Get a baby by me, baby, be a minute. You know.
I feel bad for the kid.
But here's the thing, y'all fighting over female. They're not fighting over money. This wasn't a money conversation. This whole thing is over some girls. And why do I say it's emotional? Because people don't get, we don't get emotional. Guys don't get emotional over money.
No, because if he wants it, he'll make it.
It's like it ain't personal. It's business. But let it be their kids or their girl or their mama. It's personal.
It's weird.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, because if it's one of those things, it's personal.
It's weird when you say that, because you brought up the mom, right? Men in particular are very defensive of their mothers, as they should. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But when someone insults their dad, it's not really the same reaction. I'm assuming it's primarily because they are saying, well, dad can handle his own business.
Exactly.
I don't have to stand up for him.
If my dad was here, my dad will handle that. Because in a weird way, even though you may say I ain't seen my dad in 30 plus years, but ultimately their kid is still going to look up to the dad and be like, I don't have to necessarily protect him because I know he can handle his. That's the one thing I do know about my dad. No matter what, I know he can handle it.
It's like, listen, he may have been a bastard who walked out, but only I can say that.
Right.
It didn't happen to you. It happened to me.
Right.
Keep your mouth shut.
But when it comes to the moms,
an example, that didn't happen.
Right.
I'm just letting them know.
But when it comes to moms, it's like you got to defend your mom because she's a female. You're going to protect your mom as if you protect your girl, as if you protect your kids.
The oldest insult to mankind, your mama.
Your mama.
Oldest insult.
Exactly. And that's how there have been more fights, like I said, over people's girl or people's mom and kids.
And sisters.
That's not always sisters, but it can't. There've been a fight over sisters. Mm-hmm. I didn't have to check a few, and I sure would check a few over my daughter.
But no, it's mostly
even above my son. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No, because he can handle himself.
Exactly. My son's 6'4" and a Marine. I know he can handle himself.
Can you read that one more time?
My son is 6'4" and a Marine. He can handle himself.
It's like,
Shout out to them two, by the way.
He's like, listen, you're taller than me now, so you better start taking care of more business.
No, but more importantly, I know that he can handle himself. I know that something pops off, even with his sister, he can handle that. Even with his mom, I know he would protect his mom. You know what? I know he would look out for me if it came down to it, but he know he doesn't have to. Why? Dad's good.
Well, you know how it is. If the chips are down, that's different.
Right.
But on the regular,
He know dad's good.
yeah.
And that's why we don't put as much onus on the dad as we do the mom. Because we always think that the mom's like, oh, well, my mom, even though she could be in a very good position, you always think that moms could always need, utilize, and help. Let me protect my mom at all costs.
And then there's always, we're getting all over the place today. I don't mind. But it's like,
What time is the other?
no, it's 4 o'clock. But,
All right, bet.
but it's like, the classic drama of like, the dude has this girl he really loves, but the mom don't like her.
Yeah.
And then he's torn between, then he's like torn between decision. He's like, he wants to be with her, but the mom's like,
Well, because
I don't like her.
Well, that's happened to a lot of us who's been in relationships. That's happened. But guess what? At some point, you got to make a decision. It's like, do you want to take, if the girl who you really are with, is she worth the alienation? What do I mean by that? For the kids in the back who don't know what alienation means.
We're not talking about xenomorphs.
Yes. Do you want to separate yourself from your mom because of the girl that you chose? And here's the thing. If you chose right, then the answer is you choose your girl. But you got to be almost absolutely certain that that's the right choice. And don't get it wrong. That doesn't mean that moms don't have instinct. Your mom ain't saying no without no reason here. But you got to figure out what that reason is. Is mom being a hater? Because there's certain moms who are. Or is moms really see something that you don't see just yet because you're kind of blinded by it? And so you got to be able to discern between the two. And at certain points in time, you may think that, well, mom's being a hater.
Why you hate mom?
But realistically, it may come in 2 years down the line that, yeah, she was taking money out of your wallet. Goes back to the money conversation, right? Now you find out, now you're emotional about it, like, why you keep taking my hundreds out of my wallet like that? Why do I got to do all this? Your mom already knew that she was like this because she already had instinct to know ahead of time. So you better know with 100% certainty if you are willing to alienate yourself from your mom by choosing your girl. And there's certain instances where you should. Because when you get into a relationship, and especially when you get into marriage, let me be very clear about both aspects. The number one person in your life after that choice is made is not your mama. It's your girl.
Yeah, because here's the thing. This is even in
Let me be clear.
I have to learn the hard way.
Let me be clear. Because if you choose your mom above your girl, you basically put your girl second, and your girl can never be second to your mom. Your girl can never be second to your kids or your friends or anybody else. Your girl has to be first, or it ain't gonna work. Don't get scared.
Real quick. This is in the Bible.
That's just the story of my life.
This is by design for men and women. It's in the Bible. A man shall leave his mother and father
and cleave
to his wife. It is literally described as them becoming one flesh, the man and woman, meaning that he's only one with one person, like this, which means if he was to put something above her, then he's putting something above everything.
Yeah, above God and everything else. Because what is it? God above everything. The next person should be.
Because people don't understand how extreme marriage really is. It's sadly been diluted and flanderized in many ways. But it's very extreme. It's two becoming one. You're no longer two separate people. You're one entity, right? I mean, it's sadly because divorce is so high nowadays because people don't understand what it is. It's an extreme union. It's so extreme that you take a vow before the living God to love one another in life and in death, in sickness and in health. Marriage is not something simple. it is extremely, extremely, extremely binding.
Right. But in turn, I need to be very clear about this point too. The woman has to put the guy first too.
It's a two-way street.
They can't put the kids above you. They can't put their parents above you. They can't put the money above you, the job above you. They can't do that.
Because, okay, look, real quick.
Because that's what will cause, go to your question, it will cause the cheating. That's what will cause the separation. That will cause the emotional disconnect.
Because real quick, so there was this pastor I heard a while ago, right? He was talking about marriage and whatnot. And he was talking about the union of one man, one woman, one flesh. And he gave an example of how extreme it was. He was saying that if he was on a boat with his wife and his kids, right, and the boat was sinking, and he had to save them, he said, I will do everything in my power to save my children, but I must save my wife.
Yep.
Right? Meaning he would save her first, but he will do everything he can to save his kids. Why? That sounds almost cruel. Because that's his one flesh. That is his other half.
Yep.
That's the one he's one with. And he was talking about too, he's like, listen, when the kids get out of line, I don't tell them, don't talk to your mother like that. He tells them, don't talk to my wife like that.
Yep.
Because she's his wife first and a mother second.
Yep.
Right? That's how extreme this is. They put each other above everything for themselves. I mean, obviously that doesn't mean they're cold or neglectful towards their children. It doesn't mean that's love. But I'm just saying, that's how extreme it is. Right? Because that's how it should be. That's how marriage lasts. That's how when you wake up in days where you don't even like them, you still love them.
Exactly correct. Because you gotta put each other first, or it doesn't work. And that's where all the disconnect. That's where your cheating comes in. That's where the emotional comes in. That's where all that stuff comes in. It's because they don't put each other first. You gotta be first, and that means yes, you're going to have to sacrifice a lot to make that happen. But if you want your relationships to work, that's what you got to do. It's real simple. Anyway,
January. Oh my goodness, it's the 5th already.
It's already the 5th, fellas.
Damn, put the Christmas lights back up.
Yeah, I know. So January, new year.
Happy New Year, people.
Happy New Year to everybody rocking along with us. You know, we didn't do no proper. We went straight to the info. We skipped the intro today.
We would have done it on New Year's Day, but the weather was really bad.
Oh yeah, it was bad. I mean, it was kind of bad today, but cleared up enough.
It would have smudged my mascara.
You see, I'm gonna leave it alone. But besides that, I'll get the closing outs real quick. First and foremost, we definitely appreciate all the subscribers who've been rocking along with us. We are 140 right now. 140. We appreciate all 140 subscribers, of course. We are on the road to 150.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Armando for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you, Armando.
We appreciate every single subscriber who's been rocking along with us, especially from day one. We appreciate all of you, of course. I have to make sure we shout out to all of our affiliates, of course. Jason Lang and the boys, Award Heat Entertainment. Shout out to them. We just put the drop down on Hilltop Brawl 3. So definitely take a look at that. It was very, very good. You saw Paul get the get the chop down. You saw me get dangled in the air. You know, almost got like somebody said, almost like, why didn't they F5 you? I'm like, dude.
People kept hitting me up like, was camera all right? Like,
no, I was cool. We was acting. I was like, no, I wouldn't let nobody get the drop on me.
Cam, because how small, how he picked you up so easy.
No, he did, but that was on purpose. I didn't, he could have.
And he's a pro wrestler.
That's what I'm saying. We really like. If we would have had Max.
Boom Shack.
I'm gonna be honest with you, not to give you out too many. If we would have had Max, some of those fighting sequences would have been very more dramatic. We didn't have the match now, but guess what?
Stay tuned.
We got part 4. We got part 5. We're gonna start filming on that in about a couple of months or so. So be on the lookout for that. But definitely, if y'all want to take a look at that for sure, please do. I know we didn't get a chance to really talk about some of the details on that. I'm gonna actually in the next coming episodes or 2, we're gonna actually sit down with Jason Lang and maybe some of the cast of Hilltop Brawl, so we can have a conversation in regards to that as well. So be on the lookout for that. I know I seen Dirty Joe. He's been in the mix. Shout out to him, of course, our other affiliate. He's been in the box working as well, so he got some stuff on the horizon that he's gonna be dropping off as well. Besides that, You know, it's a privilege and an honor to do this, of course. It's always an honor to have my boys on the table, of course. I know we went a little bit longer than what we would normally do today, but this is our first one at the top of the year, so we want to make sure that we keep delivering great content for each and every one of you. If y'all have any questions, concerns, comments, likes, dislikes, whatever it may be, leave it in the commentary below. You know, we'll always take a look at it. Make sure y'all like the page. Make sure y'all subscribe. Tell your mama to subscribe. Tell your mama's mama to subscribe. And like my boys say, you don't have to like the page
to like the page.
Yeah.
Tell your enemies too. They should know.
Yeah. But besides that, y'all, we got to get up out of here. We got work to do. We got a lot of things we got to get busy on. So, but we outside next week. But y'all know how we do. For my man Paul, for my man Big. My name is Cam, aka Mr. Nerd Boy Fresh.
Freaky.
Like always, it's God above everything. Till the next time, family, we will do it again soon.
Much love and respect.
Salute.